Hello, my name is Sydney Hall, and I am a Wellbeing Ambassador at ECU Campus Recreation and Wellness, also known as CRW. Today we are going to do a program on mindfulness. After this program, you will be able to understand what mindfulness is and its benefits. You will also become familiar with different mindfulness techniques and resources on and off campus. The purpose of this program is to equip you with the essential tools and knowledge of mindfulness strategies to develop your own mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is about bringing non-judgmental awareness to the present moment. Think of mindfulness as leaves floating on a river. You don't try to get the leaves out or figure out why they're there. You just watch the leaves float. Regularly practicing mindfulness may decrease pain and anxiety, decrease chronic pain, increase the ability to respond to stress in a positive way that minimizes stress's negative effects, which is called stress hardiness, increase resilience, and can help improve immune system functioning. Cultivating mindfulness begins with developing and maintaining certain attitudes. The 9 attitudes were developed by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who created mindfulness based on reducing stress. He came up with these 9 attitudes by developing an 8-week program to help terminally ill people to reduce their stress and anxiety. We will discuss the 9 attitudes throughout this presentation. These are central attitudes to consider when you are practicing mindfulness. Intention is defined as an aim or purpose. I will be participating in a mindfulness meditation session later in this presentation. Before we begin our meditation session, please take a few moments to write on a piece of paper your intention for your mindful practice. We will revisit this intention before we begin our practice. Some examples of intentions could be, I will put my phone on silent while I do my work. I will stay focused and follow through on what I say I will do. I will do something for myself, something that makes me happy. I will now give you a minute to do so. Beginner's mind is being curious and letting go of the idea that you already know all about something. For example, when we use beginner's mind, we allow ourselves to see things for the first time. Our minds are usually full of things we already know and don't leave room for new possibilities. Setting a small intention allows you to look at life simpler and see what can be discovered. Non-judgment involves recognizing what is happening without judgment. For example, when studying for an exam, your mind may wander and begin thinking, this is boring, or I can't do this. These are judgments, and it is important to recognize them. Non-judgment is not about stopping those thoughts or not pursuing them. Non-striving is an attitude of not trying, striving, or achieving anything. Think of non-striving as if you are meditating and your mind begins to think of things you want to achieve. Your first thought may be to push these thoughts away of what we want to achieve. But by doing this, you begin to strive on escaping these thoughts rather than focusing on what you're doing. Allowing is acknowledging what is present for you and allowing yourself to experience it rather than push it away. Allowing is like when you are in class and someone comes in to give a presentation you have already heard. Instead of ignoring the presenter and presentation, allow yourself to be in the present moment and take something from it. Letting be is not trying to change anything about your experience. Letting be is like letting go of all previous thoughts you have about something and not allowing anything to change your experience. Self-reliance is having trust in your own direct experience. For example, as college students, we rely on ourselves to wake up on time and get to class. Self-reliance refers to trusting yourself and your feelings when experiencing something to know what is true and untrue. Balance is embracing the fact that all things change, and you can still have balance in your life. Think of balance as having a busy day at school and everything is chaotic, but when you go home, you're back at peace. Everything is the same, you are with your family or friends, and they bring balance to your life. Self-compassion involves regarding yourself with kind-heartedness. Showing yourself compassion is an important part of mindfulness, being kind to yourself like you do to your friends and family. There are several different ways to practice mindfulness. There are informal and formal practices, and everyone enjoys something different. It is important to explore several practices to figure out what you like best. An example of informal practice is sitting outside and watching the clouds or listening to the birds. An example of formal practice is practicing a body scan or guided meditation. Today we are going to talk about a few formal practices of mindfulness. First, we will discuss the five senses. Using the five senses is a common mindfulness practice. Identifying one thing for each of your senses can help you bring you back to the present moment. As a group, we will go through this. What are 5 things you notice you can see? Look around the room and become aware of your environment and the environment you are in. Now notice 4 things you can feel. Pay close attention to the things you are currently feeling, like the texture of your clothes or the smooth surface of the table you are sitting at. Notice 3 things you can hear. Try tuning into the things in the background that you usually do not hear, like the birds chirping. Notice 2 things you can smell. Bring attention to the scents you usually cancel out, whether they are pleasant or unpleasant. Finally, notice 1 thing you can taste. Mindful breathing is also known as diaphragmatic breathing. Mindful breathing taps into the parasympathetic nervous system, which turns off your fight or flight response and activates the relaxation response. This will help slow your heart rate and breathing. Practicing mindful breathing can reduce anxiety and feelings of panic and can stimulate relaxation and sleep. The body scan is used to bring attention to the body, part by part, to feel and acknowledge whatever is present. By acknowledging your body, emotions, and thoughts, you'll become less burdened by them. This helps lessen panic, anxiety, and fear. Gathas are short sayings or verses that help the mind focus on the here and now. Gathas are like mantras, but tend to be more intentional. They are recited silently in rhythm with the breath. An example of Gatha is, entering the garden, I see my true self. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. When thinking of this Gatha, entering the garden, we're breathing in, bringing awareness to the moment we are in. I see my true nature, we breathe out, inviting ourselves into a deeper understanding of our true self. In its reflection, we breathe in once more, seeing the beauty of the nature as a mirror of our lives. My heart is at peace, breathing out once more. we are at peace in the present moment. I now invite you to try this for yourselves as I speak a few rounds of this mantra. Entering the garden, I see my true self. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. Entering the garden, I see my true self. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. Entering the garden, I see my true self. In its reflection, my heart is at peace. Gathas are helpful if you find yourself struggling to maintain focus while practicing mindfulness. Walking meditation is focusing on the physical experience of walking. This is done by paying close attention to the specific components of each step and increases awareness of ourselves and our surroundings. Walking meditation is done while silently and purposefully repeating these 3 words in your mind. Lift, move, place. Lift the foot, move the foot, place the foot down. Practicing walking meditation helps us gain control of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. We will now practice with a guided meditation.
Whenever feeling agitated or stressed, I take a time out and use yogic breathing techniques.
I want to remind you to pull out your intention that you wrote earlier and to think about this intention as we start our practice. Let's practice box breathing, led by Larissa Hall Carlson. Box breathing can help control the breath and calm the nervous system. A tip for this practice is understand that it is normal for your mind to wander. Instead of getting frustrated, thank your brain for doing its job.
To expel raised emotions. One of my favorite practices for this is a counting breath. We'll explore this together. We'll be inhaling to the count of 4, holding the breath in for 4, exhaling to the count of 4, and holding empty for 4. Rest the hands comfortably on the lap. Sit up tall and let the eyes close. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Continue. On the next inhalation, release the counting breath. Return to a natural breath. Keeping the eyes closed, scan and feel for the afterglow of the practice. Feel for a sensation of expansion and ease. palms together in front of the heart. And gradually let the eyes open. Namaste.
Establishing a mindfulness practice can be difficult. To get better at meditation, keep these tips in mind. Practice makes perfect. It takes time to train your brain, so don't beat yourself up. Focus on the things that you can control. Practicing mindfulness can help you regain control of your thoughts and actions. Mindfulness is never far away. The minute you realize you're not acting in the present, you become present. Practicing mindfulness might be a little overwhelming if you're unsure how to get started. Here are some of our favorite apps to make practicing mindfulness easier. These are all apps you can download on your phone. Some of the apps offer free guided meditations, while others require a monthly subscription. I encourage you to check out all 4 apps and determine which one is best for you. If you enjoyed Larissa, she is on the app Insight Timer, which is also a good app. YouTube has a lot of great meditations that are very easy to search. You can search for 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, and longer guided meditations. You can even search for specific meditations, such as meditations for gratitude, positivity, stress, and anxiety. Lastly, Karoo is a mindfulness program especially for college students and young adults. You can visit their website for more student resources. These are some resources to help you establish your mindfulness practice. We have well-being coaching, campus recreation and wellness, and the Center for Counseling and Student Development. Here are references. And I wanted to remind you to always remember the 3 W's. I want to thank you for coming to today's presentation.